Thank you, Oscar. I just want to start off by thanking Golden Boy, and as well as my promotional staff, my training staff. And I also want to thank Seth Mitchell and his whole team because the fight was postponed so many times. They could have changed opponents. They didn't have to take this fight. And I especially want to thank the whole team for their attitude because a lot of times you do not find guys, first-class guys in boxing. I really want to appreciate that. I really appreciate that. And as far as the fight, I knew it was going to be a tough fight. I knew Seth is a guy that wants to win. And take nothing away from the guy, heart, determination, everything. He definitely brought it to the table. He was coming, he wanted to win. And I was just, basically my whole game plan was for speed. I wasn't thinking about power. No one really thought I had the power for heavyweight, but I just wanted to train as hard as I can and just continue to get the speed in there because I felt that if I was fast enough, I could do pretty much whatever I wanted to do. And once again, the fight was a good fight, and once again, I take my hat off to Seth Mitchell as a fighter. Very strong guy. I have no doubt in my mind that he's gonna come back stronger and punching a little bit harder because this is just, it's a learning experience. It's not about who gets knocked down, it's about how you get back up. And I really believe from just knowing Seth Mitchell these couple days that he's gonna get back up and he's not gonna have any problem coming back into the ring once again, starting his winning streak. And I just want to thank Golden Boy again, my promotional K2, and thank HBO, because tonight was a very good night.
Before we go to questions, just want to say that Golden Boy is back next Saturday on HBO with Adrien Broner versus the Ghost Guerrero, which is going to be a terrific fight down there in California. So if you guys have any questions for Seth Mitchell or for Banks.
I got a question. Jonathan Banks, you know, you're the underdog in this fight. You did your thing and proved them wrong. And as a young heavyweight myself coming up, I look up to you and I'm very proud and happy for you. Do you feel like Thomas Adamek will be the next step for you to beat up in the heavyweight division and get that one loss you had?
Well, first of all, thank you. To answer your question, I don't have a problem fighting him. I mean, I would love to have the revenge that loss, so that is not a problem for me. And I'm a competitor. I look forward to any type of competition. And to answer your question, yes, that is on my radar because that is, I would love, anybody would love to avenge anything that they can. So yes, to answer your question, yes, I will. I look forward to something like that.
I thought I did a good job in the first round using my jab. At times I got a little wild, but at the end of the first round, I thought that my pressure and some of the shots that I had hit him with, he definitely felt. And, you know, I felt that he was, if the fight had went about 5 or 6 rounds, he would, you know, start to wilt from the pressure. But, you know, with that being said, and after the first round, I got a little reckless because, you know, I saw how effective I was in the first round and I might have rushed a little bit and, you know, just got wild with my shots. And, you know, that was one thing that we worked on religiously, not reaching on him because he's a counterpuncher and he can, you know, catch you with those shots. And he capitalized on it and, you know, he finished the job. And so, you know, kudos to him.
As far as his jab, I thought Seth Mitchell's jab was really good. It was better. It actually was better tonight than it ever have been. And man, I didn't have a problem with it because I kind of expected him to kind of start jabbing. I just didn't know will he start with it or will he start with power. But I knew I expected the pressure. I trained for the pressure, and And I take my hat off to him because he did it. He did so much. He did everything right, as far as I'm concerned. Because he came forward, he started working behind his jab. And that's what made the fight really difficult, because you already got a big, strong guy in front of you. Take a punch, everyone sees that. And then he started working behind his jab. So it made it a little difficult, so I had to hurry up and switch up certain things that I wanted to do. I initially wanted to do, but I didn't do it first because how he came at me. That's the one thing that in boxing, you can't guarantee how your opponent going to come at you. You only can assume and prepare for what you assume. And one thing Seth said when we was on a conference call that I definitely agree with is having more than one game plan, because you don't know what's going to happen the night of the fight. And once I seen him coming towards me, working behind his jab, I said, okay, now I got to switch up and do something else.
Okay, right here.
Jonathan, it's obviously a ways down the road, but what would happen if you got the opportunity to fight one of the Klitschko's?
As of right now, I have no idea. I mean, if it's on the table, I mean, I never took a plate of food off the table. So if it's on the table, I mean, I take it. Thank you.
Coming into this fight, you spent a lot of time preparing yourself to fight Seth. About your 2 days, you had to fight with your trainer. You had 2 days to train last year. Did you ever leave time during your training that maybe just the physicalness of what I'm doing? I'm doing it all the chance I don't want to get the
No, I never thought about that. I mean, the whole situation with me preparing for the fight Seth and preparing Vladimir, it was just a situation of knowing what you have to do and doing it. I mean, actually, believe it or not, it actually sounds harder than what it really was. I mean, exactly. I was that's what really gathered me up, because at the end of the night, end of every night, I just passed out and I slept so hard. But the last week, the fight week, which is last week, all during the week, it really gave me a whole lot of rest, because all I had to do was train pretty much once or maybe twice a day. I didn't have to train someone else. So I mean, it just really helped me out. A lot of people assumed because I was training in Austria that I was going to be affected by coming over to the States. I mean, it does nothing to me. Jet lag, I'd have had no problem with that, and I never do. So.
Some guys, that would be a distraction. Other guys, they would be sort of motivating. Did you think about him at all during the fight? Did you walk to the ring? Where was Emmanuel's situation?
Emmanuel was all in my ear and all in my head, because you got to understand that you talk about a guy who introduced me to boxing, who taught me just about everything I know about boxing. You know, when I first traveled to an HBO meeting, I traveled with Emmanuel. You know, when I first met the great Oscar De La Hoya, I was standing right next to Emmanuel. When I first met the great Bernard Hopkins, I was standing next to Emmanuel. So all the good things and all the positive things that happened in boxing came through that. And he was with me tonight in spirit. He was all in my ear telling me, just in other words, keep moving and keep boxing. We understood that we was going to get pressured a whole lot. That what we understood, and that's what we was prepared for. And I mean, he was with me the whole time. So that's why the first thing I did and said that I dedicated this victory to Emmanuel, because he prepared me for it a long time ago, and I'm definitely grateful for him for that.
Hey, Jonathan, was there any point where you thought you had him?
No, I didn't think I had him until Eddie Cotton waved it off, because I think the worst thing you could do is assume you got a guy, such a big puncher like Seth. You can't assume you have him, because it's not over until the referee wave it off. Because at any given time, as I'm going for him, he could have caught me with the same shot. I could have been in just as much or worse trouble. So I wasn't overconfident. I didn't try to punch myself out. I didn't try to overdo nothing. I wanted each shot to land, because I knew if it landed, it would count. And that's basically what was going through my head, because I knew for a fact that I kept in my mind that this guy's a big puncher. You cannot like take advantage of anything. You can't relax because at any given moment, at one point, I was going for a right hand. He was coming across with a left hook. So if I would have fell asleep on it, then I mean, I could have been in the same situation.
Anyone else?
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you very much. Also before we introduce Broner, would like to introduce to you, he's on the fast track. He's had an exciting fight tonight. Phil Greco, who is from Canada. He's a welterweight, and he's ready for the next step. He's been coming along perfectly and great, and just an exciting fighter. So we're ready to move him to that next level of competition. So he's ready sooner than later to fight for a world title. So if anybody has any questions for Phil Greco. Phil, I want to say a few words about this fight.
First off, I would like to thank Golden Boy for giving me the opportunity to fight in the States, in Atlantic City. It's always been a dream of mine ever since I was a kid, a young kid from Italy. You know, didn't know what boxing was. And I also want to thank my managers, Christian Kerke, his father, OP2000, and my trainers for getting me in such good shape. What happened tonight, I got caught early. I think, obviously, I underestimated my opponent, not thinking that he was going to hurt me, so I was vulnerable, I was too relaxed. But because I was in such good shape, I was not worried about anything, and I wanted to just, you know, to get the job done and worry about the next fight. And I'm ready for the next step. Whenever Golden Boy wants to present me an opportunity, I'm there to take it. And I have a big goal. The talent fighters are no longer around. Before, in the 50s and the 60s, you know, the late Gotti, they were great fighters, and my name has to be on that list when it's all said and done. I will do everything in my power to give fans the fights that they want to see, but most importantly, I want to do it for myself. I've set a big goal, and it has to be accomplished. I don't want to sound, you know, not cocky or not overconfident, but there was Lamara, there was Gotti, there's got to be Greco on that list, and that's my goal.
Questions?
Phil, congratulations. What did you think of the stoppage?
You know what? I really couldn't comment, but even if the referee was going to let it go, it was going to happen. The guy was ready to go. You know, if it happened early in the 7th round, I believe, in 45 seconds. I still got 2 minutes and 15 seconds. And that's a long time, especially when I'm a guy that, you know, gets stronger by the rounds, because I start slow and then I pick up the pace. So if the referee was going to let it go, it was, you know, the same result was going to happen.
But did you feel that you had him hurt at that given moment?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Thank you.
You know what? I just wanted to just enjoy the moment. The first couple rounds, I was like, you know what? There's a lot of people. I want to enjoy this atmosphere. I think it was like in a La La Land or something. I don't know, until I got knocked down. And I'm glad I did, because, you know, I can show that I have heart. I mean, I just want big challenges. That's what's really going to get me up in the morning and say, if I don't train, I'm going to get my butt whooped, you know. So that was a good lesson tonight. I'm going to go to the gym, be with the coaches, Howard and Otis Grant. I think they're fantastic coaches. They're probably one of the best coaches that people don't know about. They're from Montreal. And they're going to get me in shape, and they're going to get me ready.
All right, thank you. Got another question? Thank you very much. Also on the card, you know, he's back. He had an exciting fight. Demetrius Hopkins, I think he's around here too. He had a tremendous fight. So we're gonna look to you know, put him back on track and get him back to a shot at that world title. I think he's back. So we're looking forward to really pushing him at a fast pace. So now I guess we hear that Broner's on his way. So, anybody have any questions for the great Bernard Hopkins, the great Eric Gomez, me? Broner's performance. No. Broner to me, and this is me personally, Broner to me is Floyd Mayweather, Hopkins, myself. You can name them all wrapped into one. That's who Broner is. You know, he can box, he can stay in front of you, he likes to fight. Well, I mean, Hopkins is a master at whatever he wants to do.
Beat you up.
Yeah, beat you up. You know, Mayweather will make you miss. You know, pot shot you. You know, I will come at you, figure you out, do whatever. You know. Oh, left hook, straight jab, absolutely. So Broner's a special fighter. So he showed it tonight. You know, he fought a guy in DeMarco that had no quit in this game. I think he was the best 135-pounder in the division. So what does he do now? Does he stay at 135? Can he go up to 140? He can go up to probably 154 if he wanted to. That's how special he is. So we just have to wait and see. You know, and the great thing about Broner is that he'll fight anybody. He'll fight anybody. So that's going to be a lot of fun to work with Broner for many years to come. Oh, a lot of great fights are there to be made. Absolutely. And one thing about us is that we're going to make them. Who, I'm sorry? Well, it just depends. There's a strategy, you know, that you know, you have to sit down with the team, you have to sit down with the matchmaker, you have to analyze different fights, other fighters. It's a strategy, you know, and from what I saw tonight, who else can he fight at 135? That's going to give him a challenge. It's you know, I mean, yeah, he can unify if he wants to, but I mean, you can ask him when he comes out. He should just fight the very best. He's ready for it, you know. But there's a plan, and we have to go and sit down and with the whole team and analyze what the next best move is, not only for him but also for the sport of boxing. What's the best fight out there possible next? You know, that's what we're all about, is making the good fights happen.
Oscar, how possible is a matchup with Ricky Burns and Adrien Broner?
It's very possible. That fight has already been discussed a few months back. So, you know, we're going to once again sit down with the whole team and analyze what that next move is. But that's a big possibility.
The first time you guys tried to make that fight, it seemed as Ricky Burns moved up in weight to avoid Broner. You don't think that would be the same situation this time?
I don't think so. I mean, look, I'm sure a lot of fighters are going to think twice in fighting Adrien Broner. And a lot of fighters are going to want to jump at the opportunity, so they can be the first guy to beat Adrien Broner. I mean, he's in the perfect position right now. I'm sure a lot of fighters who are competitive, because that's in our nature, they're thinking, I can be the first guy to beat him. They're going to want to fight him, but a lot of guys are going to want to avoid him. A lot of guys are going to want to go back down to 130 maybe, or go back up to 140. You know, it's sometimes a chess game, but with Broner, we can count on him to fight anybody because he wants to be great, you know, and that's special from, you know, coming from a fighter.
Oscar, what if the politics of boxing were to get involved? Do you think you guys could come to a happy medium and say maybe make a fight with like a Brandon Reeves or something like that? Because that's what I was thinking while I was watching Broner fight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, we want to make the best fights happen. That's it. You know, I mean, that's all we want to do. You know, I mean, Broner, whoever wants to fight Broner, we're right here. Just come knock on our door. You know, let's make fights happen. You know, I mean, easier said than done, but that's what Golden Boy is all about. Just come knocking on our door. All right. The champ is here. Adrien Broner, champion for a long time. He admitted, hey, he fought a tough guy. He fought a very, very tough guy who was ready. I mean, who was coming with everything. But he once again made it look easy. The champ, Adrien Broner.
I mean, what could I say after a performance like that? That I'm good? Nah, I can't even say that. That I'm great? Nah, I can't even say that. I'm elite. I'm elite. And like I said, coming into this fight, you know, I'm an elite fighter who can make a good, great fighter look like an amateur, and I think that's what I did today. You know, came in a fight, smiling, dancing, and I smiled, danced, and cried my way out. True champion. Training camp went well. We had tremendous work, real good work, solid sparring partners. I bust my ass every day. You know, I came into the fight looking for a war because I know DeMarco's a warrior, and he definitely, well, he tried, you know. I mean, but, you know, the problem stands, you know, 25-0, 21 knockouts, two-time world champion, 23 years old. You know, they say before you make something happen, you gotta see it yourself. And I've been seeing it, I dreamed of it, and now I'm living my dream. So I just want to thank everybody who supported me. You know, this is not the last. This has just begun. The Adrien Broner, Mr. HBO show. Now I know it's a lot of questions out there. What's up?
We talked about before the fight, you said make a choice to show people whether you can take it or not. You talked about it being a war. You elected to make it a war. That's number one. And number two, what was the first punch that you landed that you thought you hurt it? What point? Probably the first round.
I think the first punch I threw, I landed, it was a hook. He actually took the shot well. He came to fight. But at the end of the day, man, you know, it's not too many guys who's gonna stand so many shots from Adrien Broner. I mean, it's just something about a fighter. You will have to be a fighter to understand, you know, it's a feeling you get. You know, you can feel when it's time to walk somebody down or when it's time to keep boxing. You know, and I felt like, you know, it was just time to walk him down, and in a matter of time he was going to stop.
Were you surprised that he stayed in front of you and put his head down and just waited for your punches?
Surprised? I mean, that's DeMarco, right? I mean, when have you seen him do different? That's DeMarco.
Adrien, who would you want next?
You. Shout out to Ellie Setback. You know, Yeah, silly. You know, I mean, you know, coming off a win like that, you know, usually a fighter is sit back and sit in the cut like a Band-Aid. But, you know me, I'm right back in the gym on Monday. You know, there's some big fights coming up. A lot of guys, you know, they want to fight me. Well, they say they want to fight me. You know, we got Ricky Burns out there. You got Marquez out there who's about to fight Pacquiao. He still can make lightweight. So we gonna see. We gonna go back to the drawing board with Al Heyman on our promotions and Golden Boy Promotions. We gonna see what we come up with. Dan the man.
Congratulations. You got the lightweight belt now. You just mentioned possibly
Burns or get burned.
But my question for you is, are you wanting to stay at that weight for a little while? Or do you want to make it one and done or two and done?
We got time on our hands. As you can see, we got a lot of time on our hands. But y'all silly.
You're in a situation where you're at 130. It was not a very deep weight division as far as it's similar situation.
See, listen, Dan. See, you're making it like, you know, any weight division I go to, they're gonna say the same thing. Well, you know, it's not good fighters here. No, I just make them look that way. They're great fighters. I just beat a world champion. He was the best at the weight class. My first fight at lightweight. So how could you say it wasn't good fighters out there? It's a lot of good fighters out there, and there's more champions out there. You know, so we're gonna sit here, see what comes to the table. You know, we're not in a rush. 23 years old.
Hey, before you can, somebody had mentioned Brandon Rio.
That was me.
Okay, yeah, you mentioned it, but why you ain't say Roy Jones or somebody? You know, let him beast around down here at just 140 for a while. Like Rios did for 4 or 5 years, just beat up everybody, ran over. Let him beast
crazy,
around,
man.
get him fights down here.
All right, next question.
Do you think you might have just looked too good tonight, and it's going to be hard for you to even get fights at 135?
I don't think I looked it too good. I think I looked 10 good.
This is a question about who you want to fight, but what about where do you want to fight? Do you want to go back to Cincinnati? How important is it for you to go back to your hometown crowd?
Oh, we going back to the Natty. For sure.
One question that I want to know,
I'm not human.
does this come from years of just training? Did you pick these skills up, or is a lot of it just natural?
Honestly, you know, I got the God-given talent, and I put in the type of work that, you know, you don't see an ordinary guy put in. You know, everybody only see me on TV. They don't see the gym work.
And is this the birth of a new era? Say that.
Huh?
Is this the birth of a new era in boxing?
Of course, I've been saying it. I am the new era of boxing. I will take over boxing. You know, of course you have Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao still out there, you know what, but after that fight, you know, who do you have? Oh yeah, that one guy, Adrien the Problem Broner.
You talked about earlier seeing your success before it's happened. What do you foresee for your career?
Let me see, 5 letters, M-O-N-E-Y. A lot of it.
Right here. How did the collaboration with Kendrick Lamar
Speak up, Braxton.
How did the collaboration with Kendrick Lamar come out? He came out to the ring. How did that come about?
Man, you know, I'm a rapper myself. You know, I'm in the music game. You know, he's one of the youngest, hottest talents coming up right now. You know, we just want to bring music back to boxing like it used to be. That's all it is.
Adrien, before you got here, Oscar De La Hoya said that you're part Hopkins, part De La Hoya, part Mayweather. So which one are you?
He's all of them. I didn't say part. I said he's all of them combined.
I'm Adrien the Problem Broner, man. I mean, that's a great compliment, but all of those guys, they got their own legacy. You know, no disrespect to Victor Ortiz, but I don't ride nobody wave, I don't surf. So with that being said, you know, I do what I do, what Adrien the Problem Broner do. You know, Bernard did his thing. He's amazing, and he still can do some amazing things. Oscar did his thing. Floyd did his thing. Sugar Ray Leonard did his own thing. And I'm building my own legacy.
Straight up.
Adrien, Oscar said you could fight as high as 154. How high weight class do you think?
It really don't matter, man. Anybody can get it. You know, I don't lose. I don't even like losing weight.
When do you see yourself fighting on pay-per-view?
Come on, man. It might be my next fight. I know the views just went crazy. I belong on pay-per-view. You know, ever since I stepped in the game, I felt like Benjamin Franklin. I got a pay-per-view. You feel me? You know, it is what it is, man. This is the Adrien Broner Show, Mr. HBO, Mr. Fresh Flying Flashy as always. You know, and we just getting started.
Hey, you just mentioned about your training. You said upstairs that you get touched up on training. Can you characterize what it is? Have 135? You guys do. Test yourself up to training. It's like big guys. What are the
You know, some stuff have to stay in-house. I can't give you a little bit because if I give you a little bit, you're going to make it a lot. I know how you work.
Adrien, you said that you're the future of boxing. Tell us what separates you from a guy like, say, like an Andre Ward or a Canelo Alvarez.
Think about it. Think about it. You know, it's kind of a question that you reporters throw out to try to flip around, but I'm gonna tell you the truth about it. Andre Ward is amazing, talented fighter. Alvarez is a good fighter. You know, but at the end of the day, I'm Adrien the Problem Broner. You know, everybody don't have everything. I got everything. You know, everything. Exciting. I can make anybody laugh. I make anybody mad at the same time, and then make them laugh again. You know, look at you. Look, I'm me. I'm me, and there's only one of me. I got a twin though.
Mercito Gesta is going to be fighting on the undercard of Manny Pacquiao and Juan Manuel Marquez versus the IBF champion in the 135, Miguel Puppet Vasquez. Are you looking to get the winner of that?
Who is that?
Okay.
Next question.
I think we're done. Anybody else?
Last one?
Can I?
Put a fork in it. What's up?
There was a lot less theatrics from you tonight. Was that a matter of focus, or you just didn't have enough time to dance out there?
You know, I had fun. I did what I wanted to do. You know, I don't plan nothing. So everything you see me do is so spontaneous, you know. I was going up against a high-level class fighter. You know, it wasn't time to play. It was time to go get this money.
About the robe, Emmanuel Stewart on the robe. Can you tell me about that?
He was a great fighter. He was a great trainer and a great fighter. You know, gotta pay homage. You know, when somebody like that leave the sport, he was like an icon. You know, I always wanted him to call one of my fights, and then my first time stepping up to championship boxing, he's not here. You know, I had to support. All right, thank everybody for coming out.
Thanks, champ. Thank you, Atlantic City, and we will definitely be back in Atlantic City. So thank you very much.
I don't like